Hi Soundies. Today we're going to be looking at immersive binaural mixing. Because this is quite an extensive subject with several methodologies, I won't make just one long video. I'll make a series of short ones so it'll be easier to refer to. I showed you Stack Track in class last week, but I did it very quickly and I didn't really explain fully the benefits of stack tracking certain groups of tracks. If you look on my timeline here, you can see that I've color coded pretty much all of them. So here, well, I've not done the car crash, but from the atmospheres, they're all kind of reddies and browns. All the Foley stuff's kind of greens. The footsteps on the sampler are purple, and the clown voice that I did last week and have not redone, despite promises to myself that I would, is in blue. I've also ordered them, so I've got all of my car crash effects at the top, then by atmospheres together, then by my Foleys together, so that when I come to group these tracks, it's much easier to do, basically. So, part one, stack tracking. Organize your input channels in order, so you don't have a Foley up there and a Foley down there. They're all kind of one after each other. And so what first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stack track my car crash, my real life sequence. So I'm going to highlight the first one is steam, and the bottom one is car crash, which is the pre-title sound effect of the Mini crashing into the lamppost. I'm pressing the shift button and hitting car crash, so I highlight all of these input channels. I go to track and I go create stack track. And we want a folder track, which is a basic track that lets you mute solo and control volume from the main track. Select this option to organize tracks. That's exactly what we're going to do. Let's see what's, I've never clicked on summing track. Let's see what that says. A multi-purpose stack track that mixes its subtracks and can be saved as a patch. Oh no, let's not go there. That sounds distinctly third year to me. So we'll stick on folder stack, and I shall do some research on subbing track between now and then. Folder track, click on create. And there we have it, sub 2, which I'm now going to relabel car crash sequence. So there we go. And there they are. And if I click on the little arrow, we can see them there. And notice we have a master track which has nothing on it other than its title, but it does have a volume control. And you can see that I've highlighted this, so it's here, car crash sequence. Only a volume control. We can't put any plugins in. We can put plugs into the steam and distant traffic, but the folder master track, I suppose that's what we might call it, or the master stack, just has volumes. So I can close that down whenever I want. And if I've done an overall mix of my effects and it's a bit, my car crash, and it's a bit too loud when compared to the rest of the design, or a bit too quiet, I can use this master control to bump up all of the sounds. So it's very handy that way. It's what you would normally use a bus track for. So here's my car crash sequence. Now I'm going to click on lower Atmos, riser 2, I think. There we go. Oops. There we go. So I've highlighted all of my kind of Atmos tracks. Normally, if I was doing this for real, there would be quite a few more of these. But I'm teaching process and principle as much as anything else here. Again, we just go to track, and we select create stack track, folder track, create, rename Atmos sequence. And then I have my balloon and clown Foley effects. So all of these, there we go. And again, just repeat it. Go to track, go to create stack track, select the folder track, go to create, and make sure you name it, and that will be Foley sequences. I'm not going to stack track footsteps and clown voice because there's only one of each. I could put the footsteps into the Foley EQ. In fact, I probably should have done that. If you have failed to put any track into a stack track, just open the stack track and grab the footsteps and move it in. And there it is. I can move it back down again now. I think, is it in there? There we are, it's in there. So I've moved it into that group. So the only effect that I don't have that's stack tracked is the clown voice, which I'm going to mute for now. And there we have it. So we have car crash sequence, open it up, and there it is. Atmos sequence, open it up, and there it is. And Foley sequence. And if we go into the mixer, so I'm just going to press the mixer icon. And there we have it. We have the voiceover. Well, that's my VO that I'm talking to you. I'm using to talk to you now. And can you see the little arrows? So car crash sequence. I can click on it, and it opens all of those tracks out. Atmos, Foley, and there we have it. So if I open them all out, those are all the tracks. Another benefit. So there we are. There's the master track for the car crash sequence, and that will affect all of the sounds in that folder. The same with the Atmos and the same with the Foley. So I'm just going to close those down. Another great benefit is you can say, right, I'm just going to work on Atmos, the Atmos sequence, so I can mute the Foley and I can mute the car crash. And that way it'll play all of the tracks in here, but none of the tracks elsewhere, so you don't have to spend all of your time soloing different things. And now we have it. And once you've done that, you can begin to start thinking about your binaural design, which we need to set up. So the next video will be how to set up for binaural and which tracks you select for binaural mixing and which tracks might be better as stereo because you can have a combination of both. Okay, so endeth the first lesson.